On the 18th November of 2013, I visited Terezin with my classmates for the first time. Being German, I felt to be more historically connected to the misery of Terezin, as it was valuable to me to understand the language expressed in the victims' art, writing, and poems. When entering the ghetto, religion becomes one's focus, as the anti-Semitism of the Nazis forced the Jews into the ghetto. Religion is the belief and worship of a superior power. In monotheistic religions, such as Judaism and Christianity, followers look up to one almighty God. In Terezin, religion was systematically forbidden to be practiced. However, like in Night, in face of the horrors of the Holocaust, upholding faith is a struggle that wasn't purely conquered or lost. The outcome was an in-between of giving up in their faith and remaining in devotion of God, no matter how much they questioned God's true qualities. In Night, Elie Wiesel describes his journey through the ghetto of Sieghead, Unna, Auschwitz, and Buchenwald, where dedication of religion transforms the characters Moshe, Akiba Druma, and the protagonist Elie. Moshe is the pure man who cheered the beginning of Elieser's religious growth by being his Kabbalah teacher. I personally refer to Moshe the Beadle as someone who found the base of keeping religion in God-forsaken places. Man raises himself towards God by the questions he asks him. In Terezin, I saw paintings of the horrors of the ghetto, and I was vicariously able to feel the hopelessness of the victims. Consequently, the victims must have questioned the mercy of God in their suffering constantly. In my opinion, even though he talked no longer of God, only of what he had seen, on page 4, shows that Moshe still conquered the struggle against the loss of faith, as he helped others to partly conquer theirs. In the impressive secret synagogue in Terezin, the Holocaust victims were able to embrace their religion in secrecy, even though it was really risky. Creating the small synagogue in this place against all odds seems courageous to me. Rabbis, such as Akiba Druma, would have been able to practice their religion in this kind of setting as well. He was another character that struck me in his struggle of remaining religious, as even though Elie believed that as soon as he felt the first cracks of forming in his faith, he had lost his reason for struggling and had begun to die, Akiba still insisted that Elie would say the Kaddish for him, meaning that even though he lost his battle of finding God's kindness in Auschwitz, he still wanted to leave the world of the living in accordance with Judaism and God. Before God was his undying motivation to continue finding hope for his life. In Terezin, I believe the synagogue shows how strong beliefs can be, and that however hopeless a situation might seem, people find a motivation to continue from their religion. That people continued practicing their religion in the secrecy of the walls in the ghetto shows the mental power to overcome their fear of the possible consequences. I believe that I would be more like Elie, who had a fluctuating and a more negative image of God. The traumatizing events led to Elie's disappointment in God and eventually led to his religiousness to be inconsistent. Elie questions God severely. What does your greatness mean, Lord of the universe, in face of all this weakness, this decomposition, and this decay? Since Moshe explained that questioning brings the follower closer to God, this questioning proves his remaining spirituality. When Elie answers his question no, it is an indication he has lost his faith in God. Where is God now? Where is he? Here he is. He's hanging here on this gallows. Answering God displays his loss of dedication and faith, as he doesn't wait for God to answer his question, but answers his question to God himself. I personally got confirmed last year, and I'm a Protestant, but I believe that I would not be able to remain religious at all in the face of those unpunished crimes of injustice. I find it admirably incredible that some of the inhabitants of Terezin and other concentration camps were able to remain even partly devoted to God. I also wrote a poem on Terezin, which you can reread in the description trying to catch its milieu of injustice and illusion. I chose this song as it was originally a poem written by Dieter Bonhoeffer, a German Protestant pastor and anti-Nazi activist, while suffering in the Nazi concentration camp Flossenbürg. He was murdered soon after writing this poem. It was transformed into a well-known song by Siegfried Fritz. Its lyrics are reassuring the belief and trust in God. Thank you for your attention.